to East by West Farms. Here we grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Today I'm going to try to finish framing the chicken coop. Yesterday when I put the frame in, I forgot that I need to put gravels down at the bottom of the hole. Here we have a pretty heavy clay, so the water, it holds water pretty well. So what I want is to put the gravel at 1 or 2 inches of gravel at the bottom so that it makes the water drains better. So I have to take the frame out and then put it back in after I put the gravel in there. All right, so first let me measure how deep the hole is. Oh, that's a pretty deep hole. So we got okay, so that's almost 2 feet. Pretty good job. So now I'm going to put the gravel in there and temper it tight. Okay, let's see how. Huh, that's a lot. So I almost got. So that's 16 inches. Okay. All right, so that's 1 done. And there's 3 more to go. Now I can put the frame back into the hole. So now I got them, the gravels at the bottom of the hole, and now I need to level them and Then start to framing the front and the back. So next step is I want to put the crossbar in the front and the back, and square this out. So the first thing, of course, what I want is put some reference here, so that this is 2 by 4 by 8 feet. So that's exactly the length I want. So I will clamp this down. So this side is all lined up. So I'm going to do this side. Okay. Okay, so that's climbed up. Now I need to take the level to measure the highest point. That will be my starting point to start to fix in the frame. So look like this is my highest point, and that's what my starting point, and then I will lift the other 3 corners so that to be level with this point. Over here I have the line, and I want to make sure they are kind of parallel. It looks pretty good. So because that's the side of my chicken run, start on going that way. So this need to be relatively straight and parallel. And what I want is to fill up the dirt that Chris dug up last time. I will also mix some of the gravel with the dirt, just to make it more permeable. Okay, so that's reasonably mixed up, and I have a trowel over here. I just push this into the hole. I set the first corner up, and that took a little while. Of course, the first one is always the difficult one. And you notice that I didn't use any concrete. The reason is that we're not sure whether this is a good location for the chicken coop. And so that's why I built everything with screws. And so in case we want to move it, we can actually disassemble it and move it. So that's why I'm not using concrete. The clay here is kind of like concrete, but when it dries, it moves a lot. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so now I'm going to use this corner as a reference and square all the other 3 up. and fill up the holes so that basically set up the frame. This is the last post, and it took me the longest time. I have to enlarge the hole to set the post square. And so now I'm ready to fill up the hole. That was a lot of work. Okay, let me temper that down. All right, so I'm done with setting up the post. Look like they're pretty sturdy. I probably need to tamper it down a little bit more. I'm going to take a break now. So now I have the frame set up. The next step is to install this horizontal bar along the length direction. And since this is 8 feet altogether, it's relatively long. So I decided to mount the 2x4s kind of standing up with the floor standing. So that gives you better bending strength than if it's flat like this. So of course that makes it installation a little bit more challenging by myself. I'm still using this square jig that I did, but I cannot clamp it because the clamp interferes with this bar over here, and I need this bar to make sure this is 8 feet. So what I end up is actually just screw this jig on that 2x4. So now I have a nice square, and my cut was not very good. It's not very straight, but now I can use this to line this up so that it's flat with this, and then I clamp it down and drill it down. So on that side, I kind of clamped a piece of wood just to hold the end for me for now, and then I will go there to fix that end once this end is fixed. So. That's pretty squared, and look like a square over here also. And so now I can take the drill bit and drill the holes over here. that side is done, and then I'm going to come over here, make sure it's square. So now the horizontal crossbar along the width direction is done. I'm going to put the runner for the floor, basically 3 pieces, 2 feet apart. So that way I can actually put a board on top, and I can stand on top and walk on the roof for the next. Finally, I got the technique done for how to mount the crossbar by myself. I finished framing the floor of the chicken coop, and now it's actually getting into good shape. The next step is going to be build the roof rafter, and so that I can put the roof on. The sun is almost setting again, so I'm going to stop here. That's one day of work. Basically, I set up the frame and build the floor for the chicken coop. The next step, of course, is build the rafter for the roof, and then I can put the roof on to protect the structure that I have been building. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please hit up the thumb up button If you have any questions or comments, please leave it down below. If you haven't done so, please hit the subscribe button to follow our journey with the East by West Farms.